can't walk on water. It's impossible. You will sink, you will get very wet if you try, unless Jesus calls you onto it, because the truth is that only the call of Christ can and will make it possible. Just like it was for Peter. Peter heard Jesus' call and responded. We need to be willing to hear the call of Christ, to be called out to places we might think impossible. His call to come walk on the water, come to me where I am calling you to go. No matter how dangerous or even absurd it may sound, we need to do what Christ is calling us to do. Now we could end there with that challenge, but we can't, because the story doesn't end there. Very quickly in the story it all begins to go horribly wrong. But it went wrong because Peter looked away from Jesus. Peter looked around and saw the wind and the waves, and that was what he focused on, and that was when he began to sink. The reality of the situation, if you like, seemed to kick in. He began to listen to those voices that said, "You can't walk on water." What was I thinking? Peter thinks, I can't walk on water, I'm going to drown. What am I doing out here on the water? But it was faith that got Peter out of the boat. And it's faith that will take us to places that we could never have dreamt God could take us. But our focus must remain on him. And in doing so, we must trust that Jesus will sustain us through those water-walking moments. Because as Peter began to sink, he cries out for Jesus to save him. And Jesus responds with the words, "You of little faith." Which almost says, do you really think I would let you drown? I've called you out here not to let you die, but to let you live in all that I have planned for you. Christ calls us to follow him. And there are all sorts of things that he will call us to do if we're willing to listen. But too often we forget, and when we do, we need to keep our focus on him. To not be downcast by the world around us. So, simply, are we willing to step out of the boat, to keep our eyes fixed on Jesus, the sustainer of our faith, and to trust that he will be with us always to the very end of the age?